what's in the bag. Let's see what you got. All right, after losing 72 men, after sacking Ismarus, after meeting Polyphemus and him eating 12 of his strongest men, and apologies, becoming the pancake that we know he is, you can say that the boys on the ship are not having the best time. They are indeed a little traumatized. And when I say a little, I mean a lot. This boat is no longer giving party boat. It's giving, oh my God, I just want to get home. 10 days of sailing into the nothingness of the Mediterranean Sea, they land on the island of Aeoli? That's not the word. I was close. Aeolia. You know what? We're going to call it Aeoli. On the island of Aeoli, none of the men want to get off that ship, so Odysseus, being the captain he is, he's like, I will scope this out real quick. So he goes to this floating island, gives a knock on these floating gates. Everything's floating. Aeolus opens the door. I've been avoiding this word because I just feel like it's not listener friendly. It is important to know that if you are a follower of Zeus and you follow the hospitality rules that would go under following Zeus, that would be called Xenia. I've been avoiding that word because I just feel like, again, that just seems really like trying to keep it cash here. Although this is very educational content, you know, we're keeping it cash. You need to know the word Xenia. Xenia is also what Odysseus asked Polyphemus if he followed Xenia in order to house him and his men. And so, anyways, knocks on the door, and Odysseus like, hey, are you a follower of Zeus? Would you practice Xenia, i.e., would you be hospitable towards us in the eyes of Zeus kind of thing? And Aeolus, luckily for Odysseus, goes, who doesn't celebrate Zeus? Who doesn't follow Zeus? Come on in. And they pimp Odysseus out. Okay, he got the freshest robes. They give him a little bath. They scrub his butt. Give him a good meal. Finally, at mealtime, Xenia standard, he asks Odysseus, hey, what's your name? Street cleaners and my car's on the wrong side of the road. So Odysseus tells him his name. My name's Odysseus. And Aeolus is like, oh, the Odysseus? You're the Odysseus. You're the one who sacked Troy? And Odysseus is like, yeah. And luckily for Odysseus, Aeolus is a big fan of his work. Oh my God, I also don't like Troy. I hate the Trojans. Yes, you did that. Who did that? You did that. And Odysseus is like, oh, thank God. Yeah, that was me. I like to think of Odysseus as like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. The way he just be walking around, he's just very like, me first, blah, 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 blah. Aeolus is so excited to have this guest of honor here. So at this grand dinner, you know, they're yucking it up. They're like, oh my God, Odysseus, tell us what happened next. What happened when they realized that the Trojan horse was full of you guys? Oh my God. tell us more stories about this war that is just so terrible. Rich people, like, just absolutely insufferable. And Odysseus being Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, he's eating this up. He's like, yes, and then they took the Trojan horse because they thought we liked them. And he's fluffing up the stories, he's brandishing them, he's the best. Part of Xenia is you leave your guests with a parting gift. Aeolus calls Odysseus over. His parting gift is being brought on a chariot pulled by 2 oxen. And this parting gift is a huge leather bag, and it is clearly like about to burst like a balloon. Like, it's clearly filled to the brim. Odysseus is like, great, thank you so much for your parting gift. Thank you so much for housing us. We will be on our way. Oh, by the way, do you know where Ithaca is? And Aeolus is like, yeah, Ithaca is just west from here. It'll take 10 days. Like, you'll be there in no time. And Odysseus is like, great. He's about to take the bag, and he's like, don't you want to know what's in the bag? And part of Xenia, you don't ask what the parting gift is in case like it's not a good one or it's poor. It's just not polite. Also, don't open the parting gift in front of the person giving it to you. That's part of Xenia as well. So Aeolus is like, don't you want to know what's in the bag? Odysseus is like, if you want to tell me what's in the bag, it's air. This is like, thank you so much. She goes, wait, let me explain myself. I am actually very favored by the gods. I would argue that I am the gods' favorite. Because they gifted me power over all the winds in the Mediterranean Sea. I have a bag of wind, and it's all the wind that will take you to the west, which would take you to Ithaca. And it's also like programmed by Siri and Alexa. So like they're going to GPS. You don't even have to steer the ship, Odysseus. This bag is going to get you home. My parting gift to you is going home. And Odysseus could cry. Like, this is the best gift ever. All he wants to do is go home after all these shenanigans. And remember, he's been at war for 10 years. So this is just fabulous. Aeolus says, on the one condition, do not open this bag. Do not open this bag until you are anchored on the shores of Ithaca. But other than that, here's a bag. You're going to put it at the front of your ship below deck, and then your Gucci, you know, like, haul this bag to the ship. Odysseus tries to help. Aeolus is like, I got it. I'm a god. Of course, this causes curiosity among Odysseus's men. They're, you know, what's in the bag? So, you know, they're curious. Odysseus and Aeolus dab up, and they're on their way. Odysseus gets on the boat, and he's like, men, I have the coordinates to go to Ithaca. We're going home. And everyone's like, yeah. It takes 10 days to get to Ithaca. Odysseus does something a little weird. Decides to pretend to steer the ship the whole time. But we know that the bag is doing all the work. So why is he doing all this? Homer doesn't really go into it, but like let's come up with some conclusions. Odysseus is Odysseus. And if we know Odysseus, he loves to be the main character of his own story. It's the hubris that is ruining everything. It's the reason why we have a story. Like, Odysseus is just that guy. Like, he likes being the guy who came up with the Trojan horse. You know, he's the type to sit in the middle of a cave to meet the Cyclops. He's the guy who likes to be the head honcho. So, you know, it could be a pride thing, hubris, whatever. And if you don't know what hubris is, I'll put a little quote here, but it's essentially like the fault of man. It's in every Greek mythological story. He pantomimes sailing the ship. While the days are going on, the men start talking about this bag, this mysterious bag that Aeolus gave. They're curious. They're like, Captain, what did Aeolus give you? How much gold? How much treasure? How much silver's in there? And Odysseus will not answer questions. Stop asking questions. We're going to go home. That's the most important thing. And this causes a lot of gossip, a lot of telephone going on with the men. Like, what's in the bag? What could be in the bag? There's just a lot of, like, chitter-chatter about this magical bag. Because they know what else they have. Like, they have 12 ships. This is what creates all the problems, okay? This is what got Polites killed in the cave. There's the sacking of Isthmus. Like, Odysseus just be doing stuff and not thinking. Doesn't tell him. He keeps, like, pushing them away. So he is pretending to steer this boat for 9 days. I guess coffee wasn't invented yet. He falls asleep on the 10th day. They were so close to Ithaca. They could smell the barbecue on Ithaca. They could smell the food of their land. That's how close they were. They could see children running around, little Barbie dolls in front of them. Oh my God, home, home, home. And the men on the ship go, our ships are full of gold and silver. And we still don't know what's in that bag, that mysterious bag that Odysseus won't tell us what's in it. Odysseus is probably going to get 90% of this since he's the one who brought us to war and he's the one who made us win the war, and we're probably going to have to divvy up the 10%. Let's see what we got. Let's see what's in the bag. They go downstairs and they open the bag, and a huge hurricane erupts and pushes all the ships back to the island of Aeolia. And of course, Odysseus wakes up. He is so shocked. I don't know why you're shocked, Odysseus, but he is so shocked at the events that have happened. He thinks of jumping ship and offing himself. He's like, you know what? This epic ain't worth it anymore. But he doesn't do that. It's just so embarrassing. Another reason some scholars have said is because, like, maybe Odysseus didn't tell his men because he didn't trust them. But here's my issue with that commentary. You trusted your men to the Trojan horse to, I mean, I guess, yeah, it was a common cause. Why would they take from this bag? You know, like, they all want to go home. I just don't, I personally don't understand why Odysseus wouldn't tell his men. I personally think it's because it's just Odysseus and he likes to be the main character of a story, and if he's the main character, no one else gets the glory. That's what I think. So they are back on the shores of Aeolia, and Odysseus does the walk of shame back to the floating gates. Aeolus opens the door and he's like, what? Because it's been 10 days. He should be in Ithaca. Odysseus is trying to yum him up. He's like, buddy, oh pal, got another bag of wind that I could possibly take back home. And Aeolus is like, I will not help someone who is clearly so hated by the gods. Slams the door in his face. Odysseus does the walk of shame back to his boats. Wah, wah, wah. Just looks at his men like, we gotta figure this out for ourselves, boys. And then their next stop is Circe. We'll see what happens there.